Hey there, I'm Jill Allen, and this is Find Your Fierce, the show designed to help you discover your inner strength and unlock an unstoppable mindset that will completely transform how you show up every day. Each week, I will share methods and strategies to inspire you to step into your greatness and live life with purpose. Join me on this journey to becoming fit, fierce, and unstoppable. Hey there, welcome to episode 192 of Find Your Fierce, the place where we help each other become the best version of ourselves. And today you may have something stirring in your heart, something that you are being called to do, or you might be trying to discover your purpose, but something is stopping you for whatever reason. And much of the time, it actually comes down to thinking that you're not enough, or that it doesn't matter, or you don't matter, not having the confidence to take action. So we're going to talk about having purpose and being enough today. And, I can definitely relate to all of this because I grew up being very self-critical. I was very hard on myself. It's even still sometimes hard today to actually celebrate the wins, always reaching for more, always wanting to have a purpose and to make a difference, to make an impact. Even last week, Rob mentioned to me that I don't always have to do more great things on top of great things, that I am enough. And so today we're going to explore that combo, enoughness and purpose. And when you're able to answer these questions, am I enough and do I have purpose, with a confident yes, then your life will be forever changed. You will be ready for a reinvention of your future self. Am I enough? Do I matter? Do I have purpose? I'm telling you, if we have breath, if we have life, then we have purpose. God gives us our purpose, and then what we do with it, how we steward our purpose and the faithfulness we have in Him, how we live is our gift back to God and our gift back to the world. And sometimes when life gets chaotic, we lose sight of that. Believing in oneself and having a sense of purpose are two essential components, really, of a fulfilling life. And I get it, having purpose and feeling enough both start with the belief that you matter. And this episode, guys, it's going to coach you up on how to believe that this is true in your life and how to start showing up with bold belief and even bolder follow through so that you can tap into your purpose and make the difference in the world that I know that you were created to make. Never, ever underestimate what believing a new voice or a new thought can do. So I'm telling you this today. You are a world changer, a difference maker. You are capable of changing the world. Yes, I am a firm believer that we can do just that you don't have to know the path or the how or what it will look like quite yet. You just have to believe that it's true. You need to show up though. And the showing up is the work. And it requires vulnerability and inconvenience and the failure and the uncertainty and the risk and the commitment. But the people on the other side of your path, the people you are showing up for, is all worth it. And there's been so many times where I've wanted to give up or take it easy or to stop doing all the things, but I keep going back to the one. And if I can impact that one person, it's worth it to keep going. And the sooner you let go of any negativity and the self-critical lie of not being enough, the sooner you will stop being held back from the purpose God has for you. Guys, I'm getting fired up on this, but before we really dive in, I just wanted to update you on Hike, Live, Explore. I am excited to share with you that not only do we host 3 to 4 retreats and adventures each year, but I also love creating, planning, booking private retreats, corporate adventures for your friends and family and work team, and even your family vacations. So if you're up for an adventure and want to plan something special, just drop me a message at jill@jillallencoaching.com. I definitely want to help you make your next trip unforgettable. So are you ready? I know I am, so let's dive in. So why do most people don't live out their purpose? There's this guy, or I should say minister from the Bahamas. His name is Miles. And he said this, and it hit home with me. I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to share this with you. The wealthiest place in the world is not the gold mines of South America or the oil fields of Iraq or Iran. They are not the diamond mines of South Africa or the banks of the world. The wealthiest place on the planet is just down the road, and it is the cemetery. There lie buried companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best-selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never painted. In the cemetery is buried the greatest treasure of untapped potential. Wow. I read that and it's just such a powerful perspective. And what I get from that is, do not live your life burying your untapped potential and disqualify yourself before you even start. This is why most people do not live out their purpose. They disqualify themselves before they even start. That is why people settle and they live below what God has for them, and why we begin to question, am I enough? You don't have to be enough, guys. God makes you enough. God equips you with what He has called you to do. We think we have to have this perfect plan, or we can't fail, or we think it has to look a certain way, or to be smarter or more confident or more extroverted to do what we are to do. But says who? Because we don't think we're enough, guys, or good enough, or smart enough, or talented enough, or pretty enough. We have to be willing to go live, a willingness to tap into our potential and to use all the potential that's already inside of us. And to think about it, enough is kind of arbitrary. I mean, who says enough is enough? Where do we draw the line? So how do we know that you're enough? Well, always answer the questions that your brain asks. We get it. We're human. It's normal. We're going to ask those questions. But we got to allow ourselves to answer those crazy questions and our brain trails, the way that we operate, the way that we work, and really pause and take a moment and answer those questions. Why am I not good enough? How do I know I'm ready? What does God say about all of this? Who does God say I am? Talk about powerful questions that we need to be answering. And decide that you are enough, and then begin. Take the next step. Take the first step. Face the fears. Trust these divine plans that God has for you. Become accountable. Refocus on your goals. And create a personalized plan of growth. And I got to add that in there, you are enough, and it does not mean that you're self-sufficient. It does not mean that you don't make mistakes. It does not mean that you don't need to grow or learn. Being enough means that you don't have to strive to be more worthy. You don't have to do more to be loved. You don't have to compare and compete to be of value. Trust that God has a plan for you, and you have the boldness to start. Stop competing. Stop comparing. It's ridiculous to compare apples to oranges. And, being enough means that you are worthy of love, that you don't have to perform. It means that you already belong and that you matter, and take that for face value. So let's recall some of your past achievements and remind yourself that you have made a difference, and find ways to give your overthinking brain a break today. I mean, we often go down these rabbit holes and we exhaust ourselves, but yet we never take action. So we got to quit thinking about it and actually just start moving forward. Detox your negativity. It's like sinking sand. It's going to cause us to settle. It is really important to focus on the process rather than the results. And do the things that make you feel alive. Be in love with your life. Realize that life is a beautiful, it's just a beautiful gift. View life from that lens and realize that your life is so super good. And when you stop complaining, when you stop criticizing your life, you will stop being a victim. So stop criticizing and complaining about your life. Engage in active appreciation today for everything in your life. What can you learn from all the valleys? What can you learn from all the mountain climbs? Guys, we can start, and this is something that I do daily because it's really easy to flip that switch when we practice gratitude daily. Take 2 minutes to jot down all the things that you're grateful for today. Get your phone out, record your voice, take notes. And when you're grateful for something, jot it down, speak it, and focus on that, because that's what's going to grow in your life. So let's live out your purpose today. You are both enough and not enough at the same time. And I know that sounds crazy, but it may look like your purpose is beyond what you can do, beyond your capabilities, but it's totally normal. But God will equip you. He'll come in and He'll fill in the gaps. He'll give you the strength, the perseverance, the know-how, the next steps, your next direction. He will place people in your life. Doors will open and it'll be better than you can even imagine right now. And that's why you need God's supernatural power within you. So know this, where He's called you, He'll also qualify you. But yet you just have to be willing. You have to be willing to start. You have to be willing to show up. You have to be willing to believe. You have to be willing to keep going. And then we're going to go back to you have to be willing to keep believing even more. I knew years ago I wanted to lead and host retreats all over, okay? Destination retreats, adventure retreats. I didn't have it mapped out, didn't know if anyone would show up or would even want what was placed on my heart. But I knew I wanted to create adventures for women to travel, to learn new things, to be coached up on, to be loved on, to do things that they never thought possible, to get outside their comfort zone, to do hard things, to gain confidence in themselves, to believe that they matter. So I started working on it. And my first retreat, I tell you, it was a flop. It was a business disaster. It was a massive loss. And my husband suggested that I find a new hobby. But I knew that I knew women needed this and what I had to offer. And so I continued to show up. I kept believing in the mission. I kept going and working towards the vision. And now it's like God just places the people in your life. It's kind of like, how good can this be? I mean, it's just so good. And retreats are being sold out within hours. And I want you to know that you don't have to have a perfect plan, or you don't have to have a fancy title to pursue your passions or your missions and your, the goals that God has placed on your heart. You don't have to have it all together. All you need is a purpose, a mission, and a willingness to take action. And I firmly believe that you are anointed for action, but we got to start. We got to show up, we got to believe, and we got to keep going. And that consistent action creates results, the life that God has placed you on, the path that God has placed you on. I'm going to end with this. It's pretty simple. You are enough, and you are filled with so much purpose. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. But before we wrap things up, I've got to say, if you haven't already, check out my books, Set Free and Set Fire. They're perfect for solo reading or book clubs, and they're available on Amazon. And if you're looking to maybe creating or planning a private retreat or your next getaway for your friends and family and work team, let's connect. If you're up for an adventure and want to plan something special, just drop me a message. Again, at jill@jillallencoaching.com. Would love to help you. Make sure to tune in next time as we continue to add some serious fire to your day, more mindset work coming your way. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you get notification of when the newest episode drops. And I got to thank you so much for being here. I truly hope that I filled your heart with joy. And before you go, I'd love it if you could let me know what you thought of the episode. Share the episode link on your social media if you found it inspiring. And don't forget to leave a review. It really helps spread the message. We all know someone who could use a little extra encouragement, so let's spread the love today. Until next time, remember, be fit, be fierce, be unstoppable. See ya.